First off, what's this been like, Barry, to have such a big role on this team as a freshman?
Yeah, it's been really exciting. I love getting to play in the Big Ten and getting to play with a lot of really good seniors and upperclassmen. It's a really veteran team, so that's been really encouraging. I've got to learn a lot from them.
How much have you grown just from really that Ohio State game to now where you are?
Yeah, I've grown a lot, especially that coming off of an injury. I had a lot to learn and obviously took on a bigger role for our team coming off the bench. So I think it's been a lot. I think I've grown a lot on defense. I know I've been playing the 3 and the 4, so I think I've been able to grow a lot as a guard and just like my shooting skills.
I feel like you maybe learned something about yourself that you didn't anticipate, going into this season about, the player that you were in your freshman year.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, growing my guard skills a lot, coming more off ball screens and things like that, and also just stepping up more on defense. I think college defense is a lot different than high school, so I've had to learn a lot in that aspect, but it's been good.
You talk about like honing your guard skills. Like, what's the confidence level to do that and keep growing on that side, or that element of your game, I guess?
Yeah, definitely looking a lot at the older players on our team. I know we have Jen and Dow, these guards that they've been playing in the Big Ten and just college basketball for a while. So just looking at them and seeing how they take on the confidence, just coming off ball screens, coming off handoffs, going downhill, and just being confident in my shot all the time. Even though I'm a freshman, confidence is a big thing when you're trying to score and just play at this level. So trying to make sure I keep that.
I think I asked Gretchen the same question last year, but it had to have been 4 or 5 years before you'd come off the bench on a team. You knew that was going to happen with all these veterans, but was that a big adjustment for you just to kind of figure out how to do that role?
Yeah, it was definitely a big adjustment. I haven't done that in a while, but yeah, I think it's been good for me too, just knowing that I want to bring that spark off the bench. It encourages me a lot coming off, especially just watching the first couple minutes when I'm not in and seeing what mistakes they're making or things that I can learn from just from watching. So I think that's been good and it's been helpful just for me to have a little motor coming off the bench.
You referenced it earlier, but just being around Coach Mack, being around the guards, is there something now that you switched kind of over to her a little bit? Is there something maybe you learned or that you picked up on when you're when you're with that position group more than the forwards?
Yeah, I think being with the position group with Coach Mack has been good. It's taught me a lot. Definitely just with my handles and stuff. Watching Jen a lot. She's super confident with the ball, keeps it low and tight. So I think that's been really good. And Coach Mack's a really good coach. She's helped me a lot. Just with footwork and small details, I think those are really big when it comes to college basketball. You have to focus on the smaller things so that you don't get too ahead of yourself.
Brent said there are stretches of practice where you'll have 5 or 6 straight possessions where you're scoring. And what's that do for you from a confidence standpoint where in practice you're getting it going?
Yeah, definitely brings a lot more confidence. I think we'll do scrimmages and I'll be in the second group and I'll run a couple plays back to back. And I think that definitely travels over to when I get on the actual court with the starters. I still have that same confidence that I would in practice.
What's the process for when you have such an older group around you for finding spots in the game to be aggressive and to pick your spots knowing that Kendall's done so much or Jim's done so much or Dow?
Yeah, I think just taking advantage of any opportunity, just being ready to shoot the ball whenever it comes to me or when I'm open, just making sure I take what the defense gives me.
Think back to that 5-point swing at Indiana. How much of a growing point was that for you to hit a big 3 in that moment or have a pick 6 the other way? What would that do for you?
Yeah, that was definitely really big. It was encouraging too, just to see that the work that I've been putting in has been helping, and just the confidence again. As a freshman, you come in and you're kind of hesitant. You don't want to step on anyone's toes or things like that. Take the ball, mess up the play, and just try to drive. So I think that was just big. Everyone kind of saw that in me and just was really excited for me. So I think that was really good and exciting.
What does that process look like too? Maybe just building confidence in practice, the coach is kind of instilling that in you in practice and then being able to maybe translate over to games as well.
Yeah, I know the coaches are always telling me I can be a pusher and just being confident in my guard skills and telling me to be confident in myself. So definitely they always are encouraging me if I'm shooting it, they're good shot even if I miss. So I think that's helped a lot, and even just my teammates encouraging me as well and just saying good take, good read on that, just things like that. So that's helped a lot.
You mentioned learning from veterans and stuff. Is there a going about your business, how to be like a veteran presence, like things you've learned from some of the seniors on this team?
Yeah, definitely. I know just like Jen and Dal and like Makaira, they're always, and KB too, like just like always going about their business, like doing what they need to do, knowing what time they have to come into the gym in the morning to get their shots up, get their recovery. They all come in early every day to get recovery and treatment, make sure their bodies are working well. So just learning from that too off the court, and then on the court too, like workouts, even if they do shorter workout times, they're going hard for that whole time. So I think that's helped me a lot, just knowing that I don't have to like spend so much extra time, but just making sure I'm doing the right things.
Trying to kind of reference just your even keel personality, maybe how does that benefit you, do you feel like, on the court in practice as you're growing in with this team?
Yeah, definitely. I would say probably just like knowing that I got to keep that confidence and like drive downhill even if someone is on me. Like I think we work a lot coming off like the handoffs and going downhill, but just even if someone is in front of me, maybe like stopping and going and finishing at the rim hard, even if someone's still there.
I hate to take you back to the hand, but can you remember the emotions when you got hurt and maybe what you immediately thought this season could possibly look like for you?
Yeah, it was definitely really scary. I didn't know what happened at first, so I didn't know how long I would be out. And even before I decided to get the surgery, they were saying like 6 weeks. So I thought I wouldn't be back till like after the new year. So definitely really nervous. Like I didn't know how confident I would be or like how like much I would play if we were just going straight into Big Ten play. So definitely a lot of emotions. I have never really been hurt that much in my career, like throughout high school. So just nervous. I didn't know what was coming next and didn't know like how my role would fit in on the team, but it ended up working out. So
How'd you get through that?
Definitely just leaned on God the whole time because I just knew that He was the one ordering my plans, even though if I didn't know what was going to happen, and ended up working out because I trusted Him. So that was the biggest thing.
What did you learn about yourself, maybe over the game, watching from the bench or trying to dive into different things when you couldn't play?
Yeah, I would definitely say I took a lot of time just to learn like the mental part of the game. It was really tough, like battling an injury, and even though it didn't seem like that big of an injury, I could still like run on the sidelines and things like that. It was really hard for me because I'd never really experienced a big injury where I had to sit out for multiple games and things like that. So I think I just learned that like everything's gonna be fine. It's not everything's as big as you make it seem. So just remembering that and trying to learn as much as I could off the court. And I think I did. I think my coaches worked with me a lot, even though I was hurt, and just tried to make sure I was right on track right when I came back, and I think I was.